Hey YouTube, this is Dawn and you're following DizsJourney. Today is February 1st, 2013, and I just wanted to do a quick video to talk about my 6-week post-op doctor's appointment that I had today. First thing, incision. They said it's a really normal thing that happens, and they did cut it. And they cut the knot off, and they actually cut the one that wasn't giving me a problem. They cut that off as well. So we'll see how it heals, and hopefully there won't be any additional problems. Didn't need to be numbed. It wasn't anything that deep. They just kind of pull it a little bit, and then they pull it a little, and then they cut it. They use like scissors, and they have like a scalpel thing they use. So that's done. So that's good. And then I met with the nurse practitioner, and I asked her, sorry, I have on like 8 million layers today. It's a little chilly in my house, so I have on a sweatshirt and a jacket and a shirt, so that's why I'm looking a bit lumpy. But I talked to the nurse practitioner, and I asked her my question about burning the additional calories. And because I didn't forget about that. I wasn't letting that go. I just wanted a better answer. And basically, the question, for those that don't know, was, why is it okay for me to burn 800 calories in exercise and only eat 800 in calories in exercise when prior to surgery that would be a no-no? So basically what she said is that as long as I'm getting enough protein for my body to function, it's fine, because I have enough fat stores that that my body can kind of pull from for energy. So, you know, works for me. I'm going to keep on exercising. Speaking of exercising, I'm now cleared to do all exercises except for abdominal exercises. I have another 6 weeks of restriction on abdominal exercises, but I can do anything else. So I will go try to tackle that elliptical again. That thing is a beast, but I need to get back into it. So I'll start going to the gym in the next week or so, and I can start my strength training as well. But once again, no abdominal exercises for an additional 6 weeks. One thing I talked to her about was I wanted to make sure that I asked her, had I lost enough weight? And she's like, oh yeah, you've lost 30 pounds since surgery, which is incorrect. I've lost like 23 since surgery. So they had the wrong, they didn't weigh me on the day of surgery, and I think that whoever the nurses were just put in whatever was my weight at my last visit. But that led us into a conversation about having realistic expectations for what this surgery will do. So in their view, I have 136 pounds of excess weight, and they, with the sleeve, expect me to lose 80 pounds of that from my sleeve surgery. Now, I can increase that amount, and that's just from having the surgery. I can increase the amount that I lose by exercising and by eating the right foods in the right amounts, not grazing and things like that. So the baseline they expect is that I will lose 80 pounds regardless of what else I do. Not necessarily I'll be keeping that weight off if I don't do right, but that I will have an initial loss of 80 pounds. And I can increase that with exercise and good eating habits. And then I asked her, since I go back in 6 weeks, what is the weight loss that she would expect from me? I don't want to set myself up mentally to fail, if that makes sense. So as I think about this, I just want to make sure, and I think that the fact that I didn't lose this week, it's not bothering me, but I don't want to be at a place where if I'm having a stall, and I've stalled for 3 weeks now, like, I don't want to feel like I've done the wrong thing, because I know that having the surgery was the right thing to do. So in 6 weeks, she would expect that when I come back, that I would have lost an additional 12 pounds, which, even though I say, or I've said that I expect to lose about 10 pounds a month, and even though I know that the weight comes off slowly but consistently, I felt like the number should have been bigger. So, you know, it's kind of like I know what to expect, but I think I still hope for more, if that makes sense. So, I think it was good that I asked her that so that I don't feel like I've done something wrong along the way. So for me, they expect to have an 8 to 10 pound loss per month. I expect more, I'll be honest, but hearing that from them, I think will help me if I do lose 8 pounds a month. I mean, that's still awesome, you know what I mean? Because ultimately, whether this weight comes off fast or slow, ultimately it will come off, and that's the part of the puzzle that I've never had. I've been able to get it off and not necessarily get a large amount of it off, or more than 50 pounds off. So, you know, I just think that's good for me to kind of mentally stabilize my thinking and my thought process, I guess. What else did we talk about? We also talked about, I think that was it. I love my nurse practitioner. She's so awesome. So then after she left, I met with the dietitian. So we went over, you know, supplements and everything I'm taking. We talked about how many calories I was eating, and they want me to stay around 800 calories a month. I'm sorry, not a month. That would be bad. 800 calories a day. Also, they want me to start trying new foods. But then we talked about, because I am progressed to regular foods, we talked about what I eat in a day and how I drink. So they're very happy with the amount of protein I'm getting in and the amount of liquid I'm getting in. But I guess I have this fear that once I start eating regular foods, that I'll go back into old habits that I've had. So I'm kind of scared of that. So for my job, I have a desk job, but I also have to go out to sites. Sometimes I don't know I have to go to a site until that day when I get to work, or maybe that afternoon they may need me to stop at a site because there's a problem. So it's kind of hard to plan for something like that. So she recommended that I do protein bars and gave me a list of recommendations and things like that. We talked about bread a little, that bread should be toasted because it'll make it easier to tolerate. And she said something about an Ezekiel bread. It has, I think, like 11 grams of protein, 10 grams of protein per serving. So, I mean, I don't know how much of a serving I would be able to eat, but those kinds of things. So my initial instinct was to run straight from the doctor's office to the market to go get some bread. But I think I'm just going to slow-mo it right now, and just, things seem to be going well, so I'm not going to mess with them. And I guess that's it. Did we talk about anything else? She gave me a list of those things, so I will, I can't do it from my phone, but next time on the computer, I'll try to put it below the list of the different protein bars they recommend and the nutrition information for it, if I can. Also, I just wanted to say that I am on Myfitnesspal. They were really happy that I'm tracking on there, so if anyone else is on Myfitnesspal, I know I got today Sarah and Zeta, both, you know, we friended each other, but I would love to see what other people are eating and what you're doing. So feel free to friend me. My name on there is Diz Exhaled, and I'll write that below for MFP. All right, I'm going to cut this short. Once again, this is Dawn, and you're following DizsJourney. Have a blessed day.